Let's go to Lieutenant Governor Winsome Sears of the beautiful state of Virginia. Governor, very good to have you. So much at stake here, particularly if Republicans can take the Senate. That would be a big development. You'd control all levers of the government, and that really gets the agenda that the governor wants, no doubt you want, through a lot more easily. How do you see it?
Well, if the polls are going to hold, then we should take the Senate and we should keep the House. And then you're going to see common sense agendas coming through. You're going to see transparency. You're going to see accountability even more. And we've already started doing that. But of course, you know, we've got the Democrats who are bent on stopping everything that the governor's trying to push through, that we're all trying to push through. And, you know, there were Democrats who voted for us in 2021 who made a decision that they're not going the way that their party is going because none of it made any sense, and they decided to vote for us. I think we're going to see that again.
Let me ask you a little bit how it goes in the Senate there. It's evenly split in that event. You would be the tie-breaking vote. I'm sure you're hopeful that it won't come down to you deciding that. But if it does, it's obviously still a Republican Senate in that event. But does that make getting legislation, particularly what the governor wants to do, what you want to do, a tad more difficult? The margins are such, it does make it a climb.
No, it doesn't, Neil, and I'll tell you why. Because the configuration of the three very important committees in the Senate, they're wholly, totally in favor of the Democrats. What do I mean? Well, on the Appropriations Committee, there are 10 Democrats to 5 Republicans. On the Commerce Committee, there are 12 Democrats to 4 Republicans. And then on the Rules Committee, where if we say 5 plus 5 equals 25, well, then it's really outsized. It's 13 Democrats to 4 Republicans. And so I have watched bills come to the floor, seemingly escape, that the Democrats didn't want to come to the floor of the Senate, and they rise to re-refer the bill, Madam President, to one of these three, and it's dead. They did that with so many bills. With that change, we're going to see more bills coming to the floor, more common sense agendas, less divisiveness, less nonsense, and, less deceit, frankly.
You know, you and the governor have avoided, some of the third rail issues that have hurt Republicans in other states. Abortion comes to mind with the 15-week sort of standard that I believe Virginia has. Not too much, not too little. It seems right now to have avoided a brush fire of protest. But that does seem to be the calculation that the both of you took going in, that you wanted to balance the issues that mattered, not that that did not by any means, but you also wanted to pursue that in education and parents' rights. This is a big test of that. Do you think it's a big test for the nation to watch?
Well, as I said before, it's really common sense. Neil, there are some politicians who shake your hand before election and shake your confidence to its core afterwards. That's not what we're about. And enough Virginia voters have seen that based on what we've done so far, we've tried to protect everyone. We're not against this and against that. We want to make sure that businesses understand that they have a friend here in Virginia. So come and create the jobs that we need for the beautiful things, the quality of life that we like. Parents, we're on your side. We're never not going to be on your side. You never signed any documents saying that you want the school board in charge of everything. And by the way, create policies that separate your family, and you're wondering what's going on in your child's life. We're talking about making sure you're safe, and we need Commonwealth's attorneys, for example, who will enforce the law. I mean, Neil, what is the good of the law if the Democrats who are Commonwealth's attorneys just poo-poo it and they let victims go unsafe, and the perpetrators have more rights? That's not going to continue when we have the majority. When the Democrats did, they had absolute power and they controlled our lives. Absolutely. They cannot be trusted with that.
Part of making this all work today, to your point, Governor, is winning over traditional Democratic voters in some of these constituencies that have safely been voting blue for a while now. And you and the governor share a trait that intrigues me, where you're not nut jobs. And I mean that with all due respect, you can work with the other side. You draw your limitations where you think they've gone too far in education, but you can still work with them. And I think of what's going on in Washington right now, the battles on both sides, the pitchforks, Democrats, Republicans, possibility of another government shutdown. How do you avoid that in these pretty strained, extreme times?
Listen, I was just at the polls this morning, and we're going to be going back out again. And I was talking to one of the Democrats who is a poll watcher, and she's handing out information. And she asked me a question, and she didn't really want to hear my answer. She said, "Well, no, I was trying to answer it for her." She said it's rhetorical, and she sort of poo-pooed me. And I said, "Look, I am your lieutenant governor. If you need help from me, you call me, because this is how we are in America. We don't represent one side or another. We represent everyone." And that's what we're trying to do. You live your life and you let others live their lives, but you don't dictate, who we're going to really like and love and all this other stuff. Just you, as the kids say, do you. When it comes to policy, we're not going to try to destroy your business which is what happened with me, government policy, not COVID, shut down my business. And the people understand these things, and they want us all to just get along.
Yeah, you're right about that. You have gotten this knack where you can make a very strong point without ever raising your voice. It is possible. I'm Italian American. I don't know how that's possible, but I'm following it very closely. Governor, good seeing you again.
I'm Jamaican American. We've got that too.
There we go. Lieutenant Governor Winsome Sears, the beautiful state of Virginia. Maybe history in the making tonight. We will see.